Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you about leashing. So what's a leash? Here's an example. Let's start off by fire blasting this guy here, right? And then we'll let the guy come toward us for a bit. So now here, the mob has been leashed. It's aggroed and has been running toward us for about 5 seconds. If we want to break this leash, also known as evade the mob, then we have to meet 2 criteria. Number 1, we have to give no aggro to the mob over 10 to 15 seconds. And number 2, we have to be at least 31 yards outside of their original aggro point. Let's say that this timer up here is the leash duration, and this line here is 31 yards. Let's unpause the timer. Let's also fire blast him again as well. When you do damage to a mob, it counts as refreshing their leash duration because it gives aggro to the mob. So by this point, the mob has met the distance criteria required of 31 or more yards in order to reset. However, because the leash duration has not been met, the mob will not reset until it reaches about 11 seconds. Let's unpause it again. Now that the leash duration has met the time criteria, as well as the distance criteria, the mob will likely reset. This is how you evade a mob, reset a mob, break a leash, however you want to call it. Here's a basic example. The initial damage from the wand causes aggro and, as such, causes him to pull. Just running away for 12 seconds, doing absolutely nothing, resets the mob and breaks the leash. However, there are a few other small things to know about leashes. Using crowd control, or CC, on the mob will cause their leash timer to reset to 0. And the timer will only resume when said CC expires. There's also a rather unknown exception, in the form of leash durations being reset when a mob melees you. This happens when the mob is standing completely still for about a second. I'll call this term stand leash reset. This is why it's hard to escape from mobs that have knockdowns or stuns, due to them resetting leash duration when they use it and hit you. Also, leash duration resets when you use most non-damaging spells on mobs, such as a Seal of the Crusader Judgment or Counterspell. So, what else refreshes a leash? Hitting a mob resisting, the initial dot application, immune hits, as well as most damage to spells and items refresh a leash duration. However, dodges, parries, misses, the damage from dot ticks, and reflective damage don't refresh a leash duration. Another interesting thing to know is what I call de-rendering. This is how you can evade a mob without the typical rule set, and is done by using long duration CC on a mob, then running far enough away from the mob to evade it, due to it not being rendered in for your character. A quick unrelated thing about this mechanic is that if nobody else in the world is rendering in a mob that has a fast or long patrol, then the patrol will not move. Now, we have leashing mechanics to do with pets. Whenever a pet hits a mob, they are put on a queue for their leash timer. When our leash breaks, or resets, it will go to our pet, and then start the leash timer for our pet in the same way it would for a player. If we wish to take aggro off of our pet, all we do is simply re-aggro the mob somehow. and we will gain back all of the threat that we had from before we break the leash on the mob. And the cycle will repeat. Now, we'll show two real examples from two prominent hardcore, aka permadeath, players. Silver Sable and Dokken. Starting with Silver, we have the CC rule. Once she's used Hammer of Justice on the mob, it breaks, and now the leash duration will start to tick. She gets unlucky here, with one of the longest leash durations I've ever seen. And then refreshes the leash duration due to the knock-up spell keeping her in place long enough for the mob to refresh the leash duration. However, she accidentally hits the mob again when running, refreshing it one more time, before getting dazed, resetting the mob again through a stand leash reset, and then refreshing the leash again due to it being immune to the magic dust she tried to use. And now we have Dokken. He goes inside to hand in the bear quest, legit farming stand leash resets while getting the Oak Branch quest. He's able to bubble out and then run away without refreshing any of the mobs' leashes. Each of these freezing ghouls have a 5-second long Frost Nova type range stun. Because of this, they will get so many stand leash resets, constantly refreshing the duration of the leash, as seen here.
Yo, why do I keep doing this stupid shit?
His only other mistake was holy shocking a mob accidentally and refreshing the leash through damage.
No, I meant to heal myself. Yep, I'm dead.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope this helped. I'd like to give special thanks to both Silver and Dokken for allowing me to use their hardcore death clips as examples for us all to learn from. Their Twitch links will be down in the description if you guys want to go and show them some love. Be sure to like if this guide helped you or taught you anything new, and subscribe if you wish to see more content like this. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys soon.